I'm sure you have heard about left brain, right brain. And not only heard, I'm sure many of you are very well know what does it mean. So experts say that we have two parts of brains or two brains. One is called the left brain, which is more logical, sequential, which is rational, which is analytical, look everything from a logic point of view. And then we have a right brain, which is more emotional. It doesn't have a logic. It's more random and intuitive, more subjective. It doesn't have a reason, but it's very strong. Now, most of us, the people we represent from the corporate professionals, we think we are very logical. Other people are emotional, but I'm very logical. I always make decisions with the logic, not with my emotion. This is what we think, right? All the shopping I make logical decisions. I don't go away by emotions or random thinking. Now, reality is, and this is again based on the research, reality is that most of us are basically emotional. We are emotional being, and we make emotional decisions. Now, what happens when you buy something, you are buying with your emotions, but then you create a logic. If you buy a 20,000 Rolex watch, what logic would you have to buy a Rolex watch for $20,000? But you create a logic. It's a part of my lifestyle. I can afford it. It's handcrafted. It's rare. This is exactly the marketers want you to think about that purchase, right? But it's purely an emotional buy. Now, researchers even found out it was believed that emotions play a very important or dominant role in the B2C market. When the smart marketers are selling things to consumers, millions and millions of consumers, they play with their emotions. Everybody knows that, right? But in the case of the B2B market, it was considered that no, here we have the responsible corporate professionals, thoughtful left-brainers who don't use their emotions, but use the logic and their wisdom to make buying decisions. Think of the Walmart buyers who have the authority to buy billions and billions of dollars. Now, the latest research found out that even in the B2B relationship, B2B buying decisions, personal relationship matters. Personal relationship matters. And what is personal relationship? It's all emotional, right? Those buyers who are thinking that they are making very wise, logical decisions, they are influenced by the relation they have with other suppliers or the people they know. And if you look at your life, you will see yourself that how many relations you have where you have a strong influence as far as your decision making is concerned. So this is to really understand that every decision we are making now, I'm not saying that we don't use our logical mind. As a matter of fact, all the time there is a struggle going on in our mind between left brain and right brain. Now you decide based on the logic. You read something and you talk to someone and you already know that fitness is very important for your health. And you decide that I would start going gym from tomorrow morning, right? That's your logical decision. Next morning comes and you are at your bed and you say, yeah, I know, but probably I'll go from tomorrow. Or you start to make other logics, other rational. Look, I'm already on dieting. Probably it's not that urgent to go to gym, right? Or maybe today is raining. I'll start to go from tomorrow or next day. This is your right brain giving all the reason excuses not to do it, right? That's exactly how life happens. All the things we regret at some point of time are because of our right or emotional brain. That logically we are smart. All of us are very smart logically. We understand things. We are not stupid. But it's our right brain we are not able to really control fully. And that right brain all the time interferes with our logic. And that is why we have the mistakes, we have the regrets, and we have the slips in our life. Now, look at this picture on your screen. And I hope you see a big elephant. And you see a tiny rider sitting on top of it. For a moment, consider yourself as that tiny rider. And as I said earlier, that all the time we think that we are left-brained, which means that left brain is always with us. We don't lose it. Otherwise, we would be considered insane. So all the time we are with our left brain, all the time we are using it. So even you are sitting on this gigantic elephant, you are there with your left brain, the tiny rider you see. And think for a moment that this gigantic elephant is basically your right brain, your emotional brain, right? Now, the reason of this analogy here is that logical brain is always with you because you don't have any problem with the quality of thinking. But it's your right brain or emotional brain, which is very strong and many times it dominates you. It goes against your logic and direction. That's an elephant. It's a big, very powerful. Now, right brain is not bad all the time. Your emotional brain also very useful, very powerful. So imagine if you are able to drive this big elephant in the right direction, where you want it to go, and that elephant is moving, it could do wonders for you, right? Provided you control the right brain. So onwards, start thinking, whenever you have to make a critical decision, what is your left brain saying and what is your elephant want to do? And try to control elephant. It's difficult. It's very challenging. It's not easy. That is where people struggle most of the time, right? That you make a decision to go to gym from tomorrow morning and then your elephant is out of control. Now, elephant is very interesting. When you get up in the morning and you go to washroom, elephant does not question why are you brushing your teeth, right? Elephant only questions things which you are not doing regularly. But your regular habits, the thing which you do regularly, elephant does not question. Every day you get up a certain point of time and you go to work, elephant does not question. But if one weekend you have to go to work voluntary basis, it would question a lot. Why are you going? And you will have a struggle, right? So we'll talk about habit development. One way to control your elephant is to develop habits, because habits becomes your second nature. Once you have something deeply built into your habits, elephant does not notice. In fact, it could support you. I hope you recognize those faces. They are very familiar faces, right? And if I ask you who they are, you will say probably billionaires, right? They're all billionaires. Yeah, you're right. They are billionaires, but there is another quality of these billionaires. They are all college dropout billionaires. College dropout billionaires, unbelievable. Why? Is it the formula of success? Probably not. And many of them have already clarified in their different talks that don't get inspired dropping your college, because that may not work with you. Now, in their cases, why did it work for them and why it cannot work with other people? Let me try to explain. These people have a very strong elephant, very big, very gigantic, very powerful, and very dominating elephant. So when they were in their college, and most of them were in the Harvard. So imagine getting into Harvard is a lifetime opportunity. They decided with their logical mind to drop out on their own from Harvard and do something else. Why? Because their emotional brain or their elephant was asking for something else. They have a passion. Passion is emotion, right? They have a passion, they have a strong emotion to do something in their life bigger, much bigger than getting a degree from the college. And the emotions were so strong, which means the elephant was so strong and wanted to move in certain directions that they made an illogical decision. They had a very strong logic, but they made illogical decision to drop out of Harvard and do something else. Guess what? Their elephant was moving in the right direction with a very powerful, strong way, and they let it go. And rest is history, what happened with them. So it was the power of, as I said, elephant cannot be wrong or bad all the time. If you are able to drive your elephant in the right direction, it will be very powerful. It could do wonders for you, like it has done for these people. Now, these people are not stupid. They are really very smart. What they accomplished early in their life was only because of their emotional power, right brain power, which we, in other words, call passion. Many people have difficulty to understand what passion is. Passion is your emotions, provided you are able to arouse your emotion in the right direction for a positive purpose.